Before we talk about Twilio, let's talk about one of their largest investors. That would be Cathie Wood, founder and CEO of ARK Investment Management. Now, as you know, she gained fame in 2020 thanks to her philosophy of investing in companies capable of disrupting innovation. All 6 of her ARK exchange-traded funds appreciated more than 100% during that year. Meanwhile, the S&P at that time was just up 16%. However, we saw interest rates move higher, tech stocks move lower, which meant disruptive technologies moving lower, which meant ARK ETFs moving lower. Now, Wood's funds have failed to recover substantially in the past year. It has recorded a gains of just 20% versus the NASDAQ's 53% gain. And one of the reasons is Twilio. Now, if you look at the weekly chart, you can see a huge level of resistance in the form of weekly sellers at $77. Now, where's price going from here? Well, let's look at this article to get some clues. Twilio, which is the 15th largest holding in ARK Innovation ETF, has contributed to this underperformance with gains of just 70% in the past year. The ARK Innovation ETF held almost 5 million shares of Twilio at the end of 2023. However, that number is down to 3.1 million. The company has also going through a management transition, changing its CEO last month. Now, when it comes to their recent earnings, Twilio recorded an impairment charge of $286 million the previous quarter. However, that wasn't the only concern. The company's quarterly revenue increased just 5% year over year to $1.08 billion. Now, when it comes to their revenue and earnings, they exceeded Wall Street estimates. However, the outlook for the current quarter also wasn't up to the mark. The company's bottom line growth is also set to slow down. Twilio has guided for 58 cents per share in adjusted earnings in the current quarter at the midpoint, an increase of 19% from year ago period. Additionally, Twilio management didn't issue a full year revenue outlook because of the view of the segment business, which suffered the impairment losses. Now, another problem with Twilio is that its customer expansion has slowed down. The company finished the previous quarter with 305,000 active customers, an increase of just 5% year over year. Now, here's the upside. Twilio is the leading player in the communication platform as service market with a market share of 37%. And that market is expected to grow by 2034 and would generate almost $121 billion in annual revenue, indicating that Twilio could be at the beginning of a solid growth curve. However, if and once the markets recognize that opportunity, maybe price will eventually close above the weekly sellers level. But until then, it's a no buy, as I particularly like confirmation. Let's scroll out to the monthly chart, and these are the big numbers that I'm looking at. Roughly $45 as a bottom and a top at 100. Going down to the daily, price now finds itself below all the moving averages, and so this $62 area is going to serve as dynamic resistance based on the 100-day and 200-day moving average. Now you have your momentum moving average starting to point down. That's going to serve as, again, more dynamic resistance. Now, if you really wanted to get into Twilio, I'll wait for a further decline. I'll wait for price to breach the $50 level and come into this area near the 47.50. That is a rally basing candle, then a rally higher. However, that wasn't on strong volume, so I would tend to want to get in at the lows, which is going to be roughly that $45 level. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, please. Like the video.